Hi cuties. So as we all know, me, Mr. Jack the Ripper myself, am quite literally the greatest survival horror gamer of all time. And it's that time of year for the Steam Next Fest, which is always packed to the brim with a litany of upcoming spooky scary bangers that could potentially be the next big viral hit or whatever. Now I'm gonna be honest, I played a bunch in the past week, but nothing stood out to me more than this title right here, Post Trauma. They dropped this demo a little less than a week ago, but it's something I've had my eye on for quite some time. I remember it actually got delayed in October of 24, I want to say. This is the debut title from a self-proclaimed very small studio in Spain. And to keep it real with y'all, it just oozes that beautiful Silent Hill swag from the first 4 games. So obviously, I just wrapped up the quick demo that I beat in about 40 minutes, I'll say, but I couldn't just leave it there. I had to come here and yap to you cuties about it because, of course, you must listen to me. The demo starts with you waking up as a 50-some-year-old man named Rowan, who has no idea where the fuck he is or what's going on in a random train. Immediately, I got Silent Hill 4 vibes. I mean, you remember that subway section? One of the scariest settings in the whole Silent Hill series for me personally. I don't know what it is, but like a long, dark-ass metro tunnel is always an easy way to put the fear of God in me, and it's no different here. You're gonna see creepy art on the walls of the train and get to work immediately solving your first puzzle. I'm gonna be honest, I'm quite ashamed to admit this puzzle took me way too damn long. Like, they do not just hand you the solution on a silver platter. You gotta peel your eyelids back and really lock in and look for the answers. It was a simple keypad puzzle, right? But it wasn't on some Resident Evil shit where you find a dude's diary and he's like, the code is 471112, you know what I mean? That's why I'd say this game is absolutely more Silent Hill than any other horror game series. I mean, I saw articles comparing it to Resident Evil, and it's kind of like, did you even play the game, bitch? Anyways, you progress and make your way out of the train, and I really like this next section because it was quite simple in its approach. I mean, you're just walking down a tunnel, but they start playing this instrumental that sounded just like an Akira Yamaoka track. Not to say they stealing his swag or whatever, I just love to hear it, and I'd throw this shit on while I'm doing some writing, you smell me? Eventually, you get your first weapon, the crowbar, and I will say right off the rip, the melee animation is quite hilarious. It's just this old-ass man winding up his entire body to swing that bitch. It's a comical sight. There's obviously a dodge mechanic similar to Silent Hill. Just press circle and you hit a James Sunderland or maybe Kyrie Irving-esque step back. But I thought it was super janky because it didn't really matter which direction you were facing. He always just flew backwards, you know? I wish there was some sort of an option to go forward or side to side. Maybe there was, and I'm simply a dumbass, but I thought I'd point it out for anybody interested. I don't know. You use that crowbar to solve a puzzle, inspect a giant glowing light sphincter on the wall, and then boom, it's first enemy encounter time. I love this enemy design. It's sort of reminiscent of something you'd see in like Evil Within 1 or 2. Definitely on some Tango Gameworks vibes for sure. Now, the combat itself, I mean, it's serviceable, you know, like you swing a big-ass thing and they get hit by it. It seems like both the enemies and the protagonists have iframes, like Dark Souls games. One of my attacks just went straight through the motherfucker mid-animation, so I'm not sure if that was intended, but it would make sense to have it for the protagonist at least. Silent Hill as a series is definitely not known for being fluid in the slightest with the combat, and with Post Trauma taking massive inspiration from those games, I am not gonna knock it for being janky. Especially with it being developed by just a few people, you know? I am super curious to see how gunplay will work. I'm assuming it's just gonna be that simple lock-on planted still kind of formula, given everything else about the gameplay, but hopefully they have some sort of gimmick to make it uniquely theirs. We'll just have to wait and see though, because there are no blicks in this demo, hate to say it. There actually were only 2 enemy encounters in this demo. Like I said, it is super short. The rest of the time, you're just working on puzzles and taking a gander at the beautiful cinematic fixed camera angles they got here. This shit is beautiful, ain't it, y'all? This is why I will always be a fan of fixed camera angle games, no matter what anybody says. They just create some of the greatest scenes in horror gaming, for real. I love the vibrant colors on some of the doors and the vending machines and things of that nature. And they don't really necessarily say where this game is taking place, but if you take a look at the trailer, it is not just going to be in a subway, which is great. Keep teleporting me to random ass creepy spots. That's the way to do it. There also were only a couple cutscenes, and the one at the end where you speak to some creepy ass lady, she's alluding to some sort of twist, seeing as how she knows the main character, but other than that, I have no idea what the fuck is going on plot wise, y'all. If you're curious about the horror aspects, like just how genuinely scary it is, I'd say just going based off what I played in a demo, I do not think it's too spooky. Maybe around a 5 out of 10 for the fear factor meter. There was one moment that got me, and I think it was just honestly because my headphones were too damn loud, but as long as the game keeps up the freaky atmosphere and maybe has some halfway decent writing, I'd say that's more than enough for an indie game of this stature, you feel me? Like, I do not need PT levels of horror. Ironically, this game is PT as well. Look at that acronym, you see that? And that's all there is to the demo as of right now. Just pure potential and a game that I am absolutely going to be keeping my eye on when it drops next fucking month on March 31st. That is correct. Right after dropping this demo, they dropped a surprise trailer and said, hey, it's coming soon as hell. And I just love this. I wish more AAA studios were like, hey, you got 3 weeks. This game's about to drop. Get ready. I hate those long ass waiting times, you know what I mean? But real quick, here you guys go. I'll let you watch the trailer and shut my stupid ass up.
It's time.
Where is this? Where am I?
You're in the right place, but you won't like what you'll find.
You think you can escape what you have done?
I think I can try.
What'd you guys think? It's pretty cool, huh? So yeah, Post Trauma is looking like a juicy, delicious survival horror romp that I'm 100% going to be playing when it comes out. If the full game can just keep doing what this demo is doing, I will love it all the way through. It's super dope to see a renaissance of PS2 era horror games now. For a while there, it seemed like we were really only getting those PlayStation 1 graphic horror games, but the scene is finally moving on to that 7th generation era, and I love that shit to death. Another dope-ass horror title like Hollow Body is a great example of that, and Post Trauma has what it takes to join that highly coveted mark as well from Jack the Ripper. The trailer that I mentioned earlier showed off some even creepier enemy designs, and can I just say, it's awesome having a protagonist that isn't a super hot ass motherfucker like Leon Kennedy or James Sunderland, you know? Very rarely do we get to see out of shape, older protagonists. Great news for console gamers as well, this shit is dropping on PS5 and Series X and S on the same day. I really hope this game is a big hit and it can help this team just continue doing their thing because they might have struck gold here for real. Playing this reminds me that we could have seen something similar from Bokeh Studio, the people that made Slitterhead and originally Siren. Comment down below what you guys are thinking about this shit and if you're going to be there checking it out on day one because I sure as shit am. Let me know also if you guys have any cool indie horror games on your radar because I love to review them on the channel. It's low-key a huge reason why I even wanted a PC for real. But yeah, that's really about it though, y'all. Make sure you drop a copy of Silent Hill Shattered Memories on the like button. Perhaps stomp out that subscribe, and I love you guys. Bye!